Hello, it's the nursing home resident here. I don't know what to say really. I feel lost. I feel missing. I feel that when I speak to other people, I put a mask on and say everything's okay, and it's not. I feel more alone here than I did the 12 years I shut myself away in my bungalow and didn't open the door to anybody. I've had many of meetings with my social worker and the home and the AMP nurse, and I've asked for help mentally and physically, and I just feel I don't know if it's I'm trying to get I'm no good with time scales, and that's part of my adult autism and ADHD referral, which I'm trying to get. I'm working with a nice lady called, I'm not going to name names, but I'm working a nice friend of the with a friend of the family. We're having meetings at the moment, which are really helping. But I just feel like I'm hitting myself, hit my fist against a brick wall, and it just keeps getting thicker and thicker and thicker, and like I'm going nowhere. And I've asked, I don't like asking for help anyway, to the detriment of myself, of my health. I'd rather suffer than ask for help. But when I do ask for help, I've asking for help for at least 6 to 8 weeks now, and they've put me on these mirtazapine or mirtazapine, 2 lots of 50. I'm on 30 milligrams of them, or 2 30-milligram tablets. And they're saying, well, we'll wait until the end of the month to see if they work and you still feel the same way. But I've been on so many different antipsychotics, depression tablets, anxiety tablets, whatever tablets, and they keep upping them or changing them, and they keep saying, we'll wait until these work and see if that's going to help. And nothing's not, like I say, I don't think you'll be hearing from me again in front of the camera. I will still be posting. I'm going to start doing some, because I'm cooking my own food, again, it's not a part of my taste and texture and smell and of hyperfixated on it. That's why I'm cooking my own, because if I don't like it, it's my own fault. You know what I mean? I can't blame anybody else. So for the next few videos, you'll just get some food reviews, or just so I can keep my mind a bit active, and hopefully anyway, they've put me on, I've asked to go on Mounjaro. I was on a different injection. It's to do with diabetes, but Mounjaro is a diabetic drug. But one of the side effects of it is weight loss, and everybody abuses Mounjaro for weight loss. People who are not diabetic, they can get old. They can buy it, as long as they say they're not diabetic, or have a recognised food disorder. Because if you say you're diabetic or you've got a recognised food disorder, they won't sell you it, or they're not allowed to sell you it. So they tell you this before you answer the question. So that's how people get around. But I've been on Mounjaro now for over a week. I'm on my second injection of 2.5 milligram. The first week I lost 4.5 pounds, which is just over 2 kilo. A shy just over 2 kilo, and a shy just under 4.5 pounds. So it's either way. That's with no exercise. But they didn't tell me anything about it. A lady rang me up after the first week and asked if I had any side effects, and I said no. And she said she'll ring back at the second 26th of November to up the dose and talk about the next lot of side effects. And to be fair, after the first injection, for the first 3 or 4 days, I felt nothing. I thought, sorry about that. One of the carers had just walked in and I had to turn you off. Where was I? Right, yeah. I was 4 or 5 days in, and then I realised that I didn't have any food noise, as they call it. They call it food noise. I call it when's my next meal coming, because that's all I've had for the 51 years plus. In my head was always noisy. When what are you having for your next meal? When's the next meal? When you're hungry. That pain in your stomach is not being full. I did have an off switch. The head always said that pain in your stomach is not because you're eating too much. It's because you're hungry. So I constantly ate. And, to the extent that I would be poorly, go to the toilet and be sick, but then come back to the table and start eating again. So I just noticed that for the first time ever, I haven't got that feeling. That, want to eat. That schedule of having to have breakfast, 11's, lunch, something in the afternoon, for even if it's tea and biscuits, tea as a main meal, early evening snack, sweets, crisps, supper, and I haven't got that for the first time in over 51 years. And it's like I've lost someone. It's a good thing, but now I'm wanting to think in my head. It's like I've lost. It's like a grief. But I don't know why I'm being so stupid. But what I'm trying to say is, there are people out there, I know, I got it already about people saying, you got to help yourself. You don't, with some of my videos I've done about being bullied in hospital, and I've got, people saying, boo-hoo, you've done it to yourself. But, but, yes, I did it to myself, but I ate for comfort because, it was a stress reliever, or if I had a particularly bad day, I would go out and eat, go for a takeaway, or I'd drive home after finishing at 2 o'clock in the morning from work and pick up a takeaway, phone it in, and they'd be waiting, round the corner, or, they've cooked it at like their last meal, and they've left it in a particular place, and I go and pick it up, or they've dropped it off at my house, and I've said, like, put it in a particular place, so when I come in, I'll just. But that was because, again, it's emotional eating, food noise. I always had that. People say willpower. It was, for me, it was won't power. I called it won't power because willpower, I had plenty of willpower. My head was always saying, you will eat this. It's okay to eat this. And I always said, but I don't know where this video is going. I'm just a bit all over the place. But I'm getting grief from people. Again, I'm not going to say who. So my next few videos, food reviews, and other stuff relating to being in a nursing home and hopefully I will get the help I've been asking for. The mental health team. I've been told to go wait until the end of this month, even though I've done everything they've asked me to do, filled in the questionnaires. I got, you know, well above the limit of getting a referral made, and they put me on this antipsychotic drug and saying we're going to wait a certain, you know, end of this month is where, you know, if I still feel the same, they'll think about getting me help. So I mean, social worker. You know, I know that I can say I haven't got high hopes, put it this way. I've asked her so many times to do stuff, and again, you know, it's like, well, we'll wait until the next meeting, and we'll wait until the next meeting, and you know, and this is meant to be a person on my side. But so, you know, in the next few, I even started doing what do you call it, daily videos of what I eat, what I've eaten, and what I made myself, instead of having the homeless food. But you know, it's I've missed a couple of those because of just being, you know, I can't, not that I can't be bothered, because I can't handle the, you know, I've had a couple of stupid remarks on them as well, you know. So, and I know I shouldn't let other people, and I shouldn't let it get to me, because I've been bullied all my life. And I said to myself, if I'm getting bullied, yeah, they're leaving the rest of the people alone, because I've got thick skin because of masking, and you know, I've had it all my life. So, you know, I'm 51 now. I'm a blubbering idiot, but you know, if I feel some attention through bullying, it's still some, you know, it's still none, if you know what I mean. And if they're bullying me, they might leave other people alone who can't, you know, so, but I'm going on a tangent. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm going to make myself a cup of tea, cheer me up, because we all know tea makes people happy, and tea can cure the world, as you say. Don't get me started on tea. My favourite tea company, I'm not even going to mention them. They stopped doing my PG tip pack. Oh, I've just mentioned it. The pyramid bags. And they say it's because they can't make biodegradable pyramid bags. And I know what the reason why they stopped doing them, because they had to use the leaf tea, the bigger pieces of tea. You know, when you get tea, you get little bags, there's like dust in it. You know, but in the pyramid bags, they had to make a different bag, and it had bigger holes in it, so the dust would come out, and when you finish your brew, they you know, all the dust, you could see it was like the sweepings off the floor. So they had to use proper leaf tea in it, you know, bigger pieces of tea leaf, which is more expensive. So to cut costs, they've stopped making the pyramid bags and blamed it on the environment, and people want to chuck the tea bags in the compost, and they can't make the pyramid bags compostable. But it's all bullshit. Anyway, I'm going to go and drink a cup of tea and make me happy. Thanks for listening. Bye bye for now.